West Frisia. This is Jolly Breakfast Show. And in Tiana Pay, I didn't care about money. Was I swat your penny voice? Say any engineer Kwabena Agyepong. It's not see it didn't come earlier. I make sure say a bandage may I papa why bida. Or sign so a contractor or a engineer and chair crano. Na Institute of Engineers or Master Swish no or ye executive director at the emo Makwaibi or Ghana Hasia. Ye who my amransa kwani adina engineer and a year who jumedi any home to Chiena. Was I saw a press secretary at the former President John Agyepong Kufuor and no aside no way back 1998 no ye campaign manager at the manana Adudankwa Ekufu Adru. Ain't you know engineer Akwababim. Juma na ese why any na
me dream studio because an opena me show me video bi a me name ye say 2004 mo television station na from hana me ka say any president ko for ba ha na me name be din ko mokaka na me hwe sisi na emre atwam sei say e ya ko 20 years.
Yeah, sure.
Say ni pay nyina no.
But still I won't hefe.
Me that's hey. Papa. Me that's nti me na makwanya so de bechia otiefo ewo region mu ni baby o muti onkampia na yesterday this year 2023 as a people and as Ghanaians and across the, because they name him say the last 2 years has been pretty tough for the world. And me ba am besram na ehwehwe nkomo kakra.
Okay. New dawn, new era.
New dawn, new dimension, new direction.
Yeah.
I think idea me feel say Ghana mine. A bit my boy Huabaso say for the last 30 years we've been able to say Timia Sesa buying with peace and tranquility in our country. Because who are we a student of Ghanaian history would know. So the first 35 years was pretty chaotic. Okay, coup 1966, counter coups 1972, a lot of coups so by in between, and Sana Palace coup 78, 79 there, June 4th revolution, Liman time and 31st December so another. Just a name PSC woman and Sana Yankopon in Shira to agree so Kebimam Kebi Amemo 1992. Na me feel say name P Akoso. We are say after every generation, it was about 30 years. Na koba ehiyama say you review the aye na ye hwe ho. Ni busi e ho say baby e gina no. Happy with it na. Me gidi say ekoba ne sa e bi hu kwan e be fa so a e de be ko yanimu. Na se say ade a e ha me kakra. Se utie Ghana fo ano any comments, radio so social media. Mem say gidi a nipa wo politics mo any politicians. We can say abafam. Na binim feel say obi akọ politics mo na che say ye ko bibi adi. Ana say ye ko ho. Na me feel say sa narrative no Bruni cancel narrative no it has to change. Na say besesa politicians no na say dey ho bo afore. Na ye magana for sanya sajidi to rejuvenate the base of our country for them to have inspiration and believe and confidence. Say politicians back say besum omai. Because in my view, enyema mensa na me dem dey me fapem in my life and my political doctrine. Say unya sunsuma ubetim dia son omai no. That is service. Na edu baby na enyema mo den kra ubetim do ho abo afore. Na afesu nya pesmin kuminya. Say bibi she wonum kra ubetim yi edi ama onua onibie. Those character traits are very important in our politics and in our national life. Na idea yen ka ho asem yen tanka ho asem o man. Until we've lost the ability to have that discussion and that passion that we should have for our country Ghana. Na me Juma Obo say na the last 4 years I was the executive director of Ghana Institute of Engineering. minya ho akonya they call international conventions. We could pay Australia, Melbourne, I could pay Slovenia, Europe, we could pay. The last one was just in 2022 March, about a year ago near Anaheim or California. So Kony introduced me as representing the Ghana Institution of Engineers and by extension the West African Federation of Engineering Organizations. Then Crawford Diane in they have good words of admiration for the country Ghana. It is seen as a peaceful country with a hospitable population. Me feel say we have something that we should be proud of, that we should guard jealously. Say you see so muye, na adia as say the problems that we face in my view are threefold. Okay. We've got political problems which I think the political parties can do well to resolve. We have economic problems that governments of the day should take control of, and even political parties should be thinking about. And then social issues. And also a idea how my pa na me ba takrade na me ani me free keep koso bai me ye ma shime kakra, especially the way the environment has been degraded.
So what to call Prisia Honey Valley was area ho de any
you know, it's as if we don't have any regard for the environment, for greenery, for general well-being. Now me feel say politics okay. Tin your friend among yosem. Yeah or mine. So na the same thing or mine say we have to know say the very foundation or the centerpiece of politics should be the welfare of the individuals in the country and generally the society, especially because it cannot be said I say jungle warfare wa ho den no the obenya no anya the anya bizu onka ye no sa enye nti said okay galam say me ade okay selflessness na make an be no so when you person nkuminya won ko afi say we dey menko tutu fam na menya gold na menya sika say asase no be say unyansu be say emfa. That kind of mentality should cease. Okay. And it's not only the politicians. Ghana, the Bibia may eject to politicians. Why do you have a politicians? Maybe she can't be no war. And so, Antissa, when you have a sort of Mampani person more Bibia, you then become a politician. Once you are part of governance, you become a politician. And me feel that all of us Ghanaians have a duty to one, be interested in the politics. So, because those political decisions affect your life. And say be na me nemrante be din komo. Almost all your bloggers. It's a youth population, only detached from politics. Sure. We sana cry with him at the crow. No, we are say muna mo betena we are say check kakra. Mo de say na si kwanso kakra. Na bi awu another nyame maduma mrante we another 40 or 50 years na audit him. So you should be interested in who leads the country and for what. Nti akansi ayekoi Ghana we don't talk about leadership enough. The quality of leadership. Na say o pese odi o man so a. To say the mabo enemy. Ese onya ho brase now do ho for scrutiny. Both your private life and your public life. And your record, and no, na betimi my inclination say, Bia, ubetimi aye juma no e de apeja man no esi ho. Enti ene me ba say me nuan mo secondary takrade Mantem Western. Me say mo Sky Power de anoding. Enti me ba me da wase so ma me sa akonyen. Right. Am no ma be share na so ma be kire me nisu adi hu kakra. Opening
remarks no kra na awurade no hu kase. But the person be hu kakra. Ye kase engineer Kwabena Agyepong oye wan wada. Oh.
Am kase me do mu kakra dada. But I make kakra. Ye wo me kumase. Okay. Independence Day.
6 March.
6 March, yes. Story bi wa chi na. Me papa na no I say CPP ni kakra. That I know a young lawyer. And me mama catch him say no more call Independence Square. Ako share March past. Into one back on Fanochi no. That I never hoji. Na ya wo me be 1 o'clock. On the producer na buy. Papa no ono wa bruchi no kraka nkuma beso okoya ambassador of France tina damfo pa ne kosiama na mesoso me MPP ni enti me ko school me fan say na friend Royal International hona me common entrance na ja that time na me ti dibu am kakra me Sunday na me shi
na odiani ya my colleague back home and I say obrofo kakra na end those times I press secretary di ma former president or say obrofo no
unyina obese ni mebu awes ni mebu awotwe ma enti se first emisana so na me enti me bedu second year na ha no ye mayi kakra because me papa sa ono so conference bi mo
okay
na ono se bi free awaba mu ono free oyokotokrom baby na em se na ni nua eye ejuma was secondary those days no regional administration colonial times and regional administration na oya accountant nti am I dey no free no or ben or you call crazy nti that time no mo nantifa from in the school na did ba secondary and secondary methodist and piano I didn't call fancy pim nti me nyine ye no o si chinchina ese me conference pim
okay
nti before me ban fancy kra na ya ba ye bi well me na ma odi ma coffee fancy mo aka the school ya na obeko nti those days was a teacher for the church school abeko na o mo ka se kamenko poko ai ebufu am papa de ba besesa we ti ye common entrance me ya there I was one of the top candidates in the country and ye de me call fancy me ko na ka se me na ma bin Ghana ha o se me kwa kushia Morning Star ne rich church no ne other big school that fancy say ye 1979 me tried inspection O levels in those days na Ghana had pay 116 as I say fancy kwa na 15 na me come and I just say me courses form also so me library prefect na ye de firm wa copy tech that I didn't afraid tech and they move friend no and I'm quite civil engineering nti eno na adwuma me we na quite adwuma national service or Ghana Highway Authority nti na wo kan ekwan ho asem e ho na tete me na hoso in those days no I hope set sa na ma all the various departments nti se do ko share maintenance and survey and design and contracts and materials bridge maintenance. He said, "Which me who near smoke so every bridge and as my question said that I call bridge inspection report." Let me say, and this time na kwan we see kwan na can ya answer to Kumasi. Na kwan see for a long time in the 80s. Early 80s, late 80s to 90s. Those days uba takwa they just go for and cry no ba. I see for a long time. The any acquire the redesign of certain was survey design ti uko do ko train ewem no abo camp nti asin manso asin fusu ni sa kwanso nyina but the room order as a young engineer working Vorada so ni obi Vorada Bros and so who as Kuma Junction Jase kan Brewani ase Nkwanta Pasa ikusi Oti River so nyina dabonko nyina ya dede da hoda
anu ti ne kro ne wo tim na wo kan o hwe bia
so we brand na ko the room na anopa wo de ni nam na wo ye road design na wo the room wo hwe bibi e friend borrow pit investigation anwa na ye de ye kwan no eso san ko hwehwe bi na de nti I became civil engineer ena chese eja to say the now king at that time so na me sports a lot nti anya me nwanwa say by the time me nyine no na me be sports highlights the host of sports highlights for quite a bit of time nti me aka say amobrase mu me so me be celebrity so na me ya brantie at that time it was very young. It was unheard of. It was about 24, 25. I mean, I'm hosting sports highlights on national television.
GTV.
Sometimes you not just say, back up into what is why the whole country.
Now, who's of a
oh, I know
maybe
it's not me, Branty, and because I say 1990s. With all those days, holidays, be an amaquabro check a canady. Me buy and I'm catching my producer. Say, World Cup with this Ghana. That any live Ghana. The design of the set near the many producer Henry Ako and the set designer friend Mike Amonkwafu. You see, be director of television or retirement. In 1990, we could Jacob Bilam to no society politics that obey Madame Fupa. No, say, a better any cicadi a for feed. And I'm sure young put together sponsors. I'm Kuhu Jake, also Lentas, on the advertising chief executive, one of the biggest companies in Ghana at the time. No, put it together, beer companies, ni others, some person advertising. No, Buzal na Kwabena, Musi and PSK, Ombedenya value for the money they are spending. I'm so, ye be BB panel discussion, ye be Ghana had. I would say that innovation is something that I humbly claim. So, and I'm sure you and said that Bruchim who's on way with TV soon to you, but Bobo na near a panel, near discussing, near bo adverts, just before the game, halftime, so near bo. Yeah, a discussion. Everybody has some adverts. No, say, oh, and they send the time and for and I'm saying, aye. That's how the GBC was able to raise the money to pay for the fee from Satane Utna. There was a continental organization, say, minimum dino there, but that is the same. I'm the next African, you know, feed. The 1990 World Cup, though. Not just any man here pop like a kind of man who say me pay Maradona, and I'm a Argentina. Because the first match, Argentina and Cameroon, Ghana for you support Cameroon. Because here African.
Sure.
Now, Miss Maradona, no me pay.
Argentina na.
No me pay more than Gokai. Ghanaian Times. That I know more popular editor, my friend Christian Agri. Or show me who editorial is in you. Oh. You know, those are the things, part of the things that I've been through as a young person. But of course, I mean, politics is something that I got involved in quite early. Very early in my life, when I was 20 years, judges me and said, I don't want to go back to that. It's been 40 years now. As a young man, I felt the need, said I have to make a contribution to restore democracy back into our country. To me, free national service, BB as young executive from them, Ranty Asia on Krenam at times, you push for the return to democracy in Ghana. Yes, and there be a Liberal Democratic Party or Honenbe, Dam Kwabuzia tradition. That I'm crying young for more MPP. No, in penning for to say Mrs. Asma, no, kind Peter McMahon were no original chairman, so national chairman. No kind Miss Madam Cecilia Dapa, Courage Kwashiga, Finance Minister Unyan Baby Kwe, Kojo Banredu, Kandapa, Alan Shematin, me Kwabena Agyepong, Akwesi Osei, and many others. Junior me, Papa be known so no the be boarding some a boy can so what to shade the lady ties that those days therefore say Kwabena no accountant and many others. Doctor says Udihini for man's friend my rehini one in my rehin say Omuka is cycle no Sue Beni Moses Sebunsu Dr. Heyman to say I'm sorry chairman of SIC see I make a say that time so to watch it. So BM rantier the biano biad in the Kakraba Bosumeni Ajijiska. And on the boy and Kapati I abontain chairs are from 1972. Yani a toy party ecotes can one cry. Because everybody was determined to give something back to the party. And the enemy share Casa Suno Ira or a politics more and that is what is animating my interest in driving my candidature. Say Kenya or mine na Ghana form rantie ne mabawa ne hu say there's some beauty and sense of fulfillment in working for your country and sacrificing for the people of Ghana. Na sa narrative ne obeka say it has taken over the country. Say I so bia ura bem say unu obia kasa sa na obia adwe. Now, I'm not saying this because I feel I'm saying into Abama. This is not the first time. 2007, I'm a brandy. A frame Mujamuno. So, Namina brandy, I was 46 at the time, out of the 17 candidates.
Sure.
So, and it's a name by me, Pesame Ma Ghana for Inyasa Sunsum.
Okay.
So we can deliver something for our country, serve our people. And no here, sa service, sa sunsumna. Okase ne ayra. Amna ubia we have been gripped with a sense of materialism. A japade inti say aban ade da ko ade ye nyina ade kra da ho kra na ye pese fa e man ho nti se ko ba ne sa e hadwen nti enu titu nti na matumi ho asi ho. So we have this difficult conversation and we can new donor a new direction to reorient ourselves as ye nya adwen sakra as a people. So na eniema e ha oman no ye nyinsi nchen na ehu se wokọ aban mu a a public service is there who can brofuma service to the public as you saying wokọ so na the Asian crofo mu bebre say if you say that bre wokọ ho wokọ hye mu ma no yenhwe yen politicians we should lead by example. Na anya me nwanwa se di papi e kasa because examples bi ho mehu bi en kola mranti bi mo sheda mo brada nya adwuma na politics ba ye bu na onya position deputy minister na minister obeda na chi na ese na ese o dam yi no ha so adan no mo de kwahe e fa nko bia me nyankopon ye madom ma me bo me bra kakra and son am ya appointment as press secretary no me see me dan o is legon dada enti ye ba aban mu no ye ka se me contract cantonments first yes labon yes cantonments affairs rage nam se debi bia masa manim fefre timi ayama me hono ho na me pe I stayed there and I still stay there. There as a press secretary man I wanted people to know say, there is beauty in going out there and serving the country. In fact, for the first 2 years let me handle me car kwajuma and my ejuma civil engineering consultant me free highways my koye ejuma kese bi wo boase 150 unit housing estate say from tiny Roland estate many project engineer many colleagues me no be kakra aba me sem no me pese young people na ne omudi policy chia ayon say di ombenya bibie free mu no nti no omudi echi omunya adwen sakra na you go there with the focus to serve your people, to serve your country and do something to uplift nti sa suban na narrative na ne aba no mfi say
nti TT radio stations now monitor social media discussions are very costly. Ebi mo ka say obi amrenso kan nipa ba ko ho a pe de wo kan say sesa kakra.
Oh, so mo ka say dey say kan MPP mu asem dia. Sebi ahobrase mu a. Ne kama me mampeni kufo kra nyina starting at the same time. Enti say kan MPP asem na nado me ne nyina na yakọ adubu ahemfie. So enti nipa dodo I can say 95% of the people in the current government told me it be Kwabena Agyepong I introduce them into politics. They know themselves. Enti so obi ka say obi time aso de menti one and time aso say me de here ne say ye koi ye what time honored principles e do say abatoa ye nyina ye kojina 92 they were about 8 96 about a similar number 98 there was about 7 or so candidates. 2007 pene koye say ekodo sunduto. Enunti na ama ene wo masesa constitution no kakra. Ti yesi ebeye special delegates conference. Ndi nipa kakra bi. Na ye twa number na so. A short list about 5. Say nem se me hu nipa be 7 bi. Aka out openly say omunya omubeye. So enti me wo GDS party no one more down on, especially if you look at the special delegates conference. It's made up of the 275 constituency chairmen. Almost the only executive heads of the party in the 275 constituencies. And the regional executive 17 and so 272. So members of parliament 138. National Council 460. Elders, Council of Elders only 30. National Council of Elders. Minim said that portion as but I know the constitution is only 30. Almost to be. Any almost the TSA, almost signatories to the party's registration, the true founding members, no. Any one more here nipa 113 assigned. Those is 110 districts. The district be I say in your be sign. So na assign obi also 10 regions so nya aka ho. So and 3 party officers, which is the chairman, I think the general secretary and the treasurer. They were the signatories to the party's initial registration. Now, yeah, nanti Africa kumemle akwa electoral commission, akwa provisional registration ni na. Na me dim penifo yechi. Tim penifo to say penny Addison or free her. So, and Stephen Craig kunum so what you want to do? Penny for no free for near the almost 2 years chair for party. Woman, the man in your assassin to me because need that crowd beton. No, they are boy.
During Chairman Isaka, you know, time you are signing for training any idea. No,
your campaign manager.
Okay.
Emma, a candidate for 96. And now on the Michelle Seminko train because now my representative party no IPAC.
Okay.
Into me better crowd has say my bay training. When you kwashiga, Mkasi ye ko a car crack or say or motorway. Those electoral commission my car be a friend in Niva. So Mukaya. The Hunya de cry overheating in a tamamu. That I phone soon ho. The Brazan in your car for Ako who are training. And tis any money there. Me fa a damn me worry me. No training assignment. A Viano Sunya. You won't believe it. Into a year traditional wedding, one mamma, my dream that there was Sunya and for chairman. It's a she said a reception near the DNA. I didn't so. And I'm fine saying you may. Near reception at Name Kwabas here. That time, former foreign minister, I was just saying, the car granny usually not a car granny. And he usually had a trim. I'm the course. Quite training, baby, train baby. Maybe the roof in why soon will be a die jammy. Kaiser Master, hey, now, Obama,
say,
so a dynamic work for politics in Intino. Hamme. So, Enti, Mestre say, a merena son, Ubia and Cocanasem, an idiom, Quan Passo, a door. And I mean, it is so far, I can say so with all due respect to all my competitors. I'm the one who's gone around and spoken to over 30 different radio station hosts. Because me feel said to become a leader, you've got to submit yourself for scrutiny.
Sure.
Now we suit no buying so that the people can have an idea what you stand for, values. Intimacy there, may chirema dream, may stress and move from so.
Sure.
Because may reduce party politics into a popularity contest. They said the okay, nipe be a sebi. Bibi and 70 and Namni, 2 years can any pay DHD. Yanuni here. Ghana say what we need is a thinking leader. People who have a proven record of doing things for our country.
Call stations are hurry or no call near Modin Comovia. Feedback, Nanny say, Papa, Uti ne Casemwa, who honesty one a Casemas and he a man of Quamo Abbey, ye candy force a man penny and Cobayage man. Nelson so Ghana this time, ye no need here. Son uncle for Conrad, but I'm in America. I didn't hear Ghana.
As a Muma Ghana, no here more than Sika. Make Cassie actually because the person who used to make my brabo. And I'm saying my press secretary to the president for close to 6 years. Baby and who we are here, Mampenico for me and uncle, 2 and a team. So, then so soon here. The impact that you make on society, say, ne, what you will be say. If you say no, Juma, why would you? And it's a timana a here my politicians. No, made them feel say only sa timana, me politics.
Okay.
So what dream is a business and I see can open and we are a crown. You're fooling in the coin. Madame Fubino say, oh, say, Anka Bobo, if you free. So, until that crave for materialism, me person me impart experience a mania, a demand collar, a DH, especially me test comfort or university, and even team for no NDC. More munyons, oh no, Macassa, I say. Oh, we be up a policeman, Papa be national service. We be up a scholarship. She be me the Obenyanko, and there be. Kind say, I'm ranting any day, do boy him much. It was what we could contribute to the party and the society that concerned us. That was what engaged our minds.
Listeners say, Nyanka, obey a president, but before that, we know, I just say, more party delegate, that is it. Delegates, no, what could be more and nice so.
Yeah.
Okwa only omudin komoria reception
media about the hear me say mesre nyame no abo me ho ban menya ahoden na metimi akutran o manim say na wie say me ne the regional executive committee of the Western region na say all the constituency chairmen ha all the regional executives founding fathers elders nyina bi na my bibi am friend town hall me me call anya say me be ma lecture me ma initial remarks
okay
na fe mu asem bi say me so de me say me hu nsem do so kaka e wo party mu ti na ama me akwanya na matimi a chirechire na mako Oti region, mako Volta region, mako Greater Accra, ene me be Western, which na nyame ya aduma na me dam ene ahwe enu an me Central so mako she na me ye ne kakra edin, but me tu mu say I want to be an advocate for Ghana, for good governance, for a new dawn in Ghanaian politics. Say a new dawn that is based on these triple S values in our governance. Say your political atmosphere in the spectrum. Yes, sano. Now what will kosumbia enum say? Yes, kenti na woko.
Right.
So you go there to empty yourselves to ensure the good of the Ghanaian people. And no say here. Enti ehun abamu afefe de ne ade nyina me pay. And I've said it. Me kaya na enuanum MPP no bi no ya uncomfortable kakra onfu se bi I say me criticize my mind, but it's important say you build a new political culture.
Okay.
Who aban mu kra na party ye bibi na enya ye wo we bi e ka no ye ka na ni diem ene ni ye di ebuo na say kasa no bi nipa no bi ka wo radio stations so emfata
Oda so party member obayi MPP ade kama
me free mu da
me na make me pa nyabuche ke nyabuche ba me enti no ade enti na waban so na wo so de wo ken break to break woni mpanimfo ni hia di nkomo ka kire mo say emra so sese sesa no memu ka
me nua ba mo wa onim de asie so mo pese wo wa wo beka ba me meka say wo kai say enche bia ye to aba ma me na me general secretary of the party.
Sure.
In 2014, at the end of 2015, my term was cut short unceremoniously. Just a near course na emfata, enye papa. Na at that time mankasa. Party no don't in mankasa. Onye se bia de party ni ye ne manage because one more nim. Say party no constitution.
It's in yes ofum ye nti na wan be kasa no.
Me manfumu bia up to now. My true challenge. So be will be a my say my fuma. For evidence the metal.
Because I bontin the etiti, you know.
Say no na me no can was me. There were official reasons, no unofficial. So she say if you say who will be a when near din kakra. Say them near din. Now can cry. And you stand for frankness and uprightness and doing the right thing and discipline. Yeah na huchiro kakra. In fact, you suffer persecution. In politics, if you say it me manipulate you. Now, me a firm person. I'm not someone that can be manipulated. And my yes is my yes. Me a trickster. I'm not making pimping. Of course, in politics, you have to be tactful. Nene me be near it. Me be a general secretary. Even be very uncomfortable because only say control a be a of the party. So. And then maybe on person mo no me that is not my training because me penifona me din ochi mabubu bi din ko man petu num brother mens num BJ da rocha num ne ade esusu a esua omo nante omo na ase no wo mo no mo kire say politics sum ne e ba be bibi de boa enti that is what I believed in enti me winning or tamale no there were rumors. Okay, say make otamale kro me accident.
Yes, no.
Me nsem we say ameka say dadie shim. Yes, ma me nsem bu. Make otamale na nyanya operation kra. But me say na me supporters say my man Crawford the propaganda say mabubu. Na mabubu dia odi general secretary. Enti na say me rashi. Me ko wevu keke. And I'm starting to play number back to Accra. And near me course over from near I wasn't there. I still won remarkably with a big margin. It's just a party for no. One permasem. One musunim se masum kwe. My record in this party is a public matter. So, enti se me nema be general secretary. Na mesumi defeat you secretary that time was not in mood Sir John. Enti a shoku ni pe binu. So, na ebinum say me Kwabena Agyepong ambitious to be the president abre. Opeso ye Kwame Nkrumah di ni be the general secretary na or the affairs. Into do na CIC boy. Me my main focus was to build a strong party minuaba. Party so they say strong and ye. Kobane sa na mo wa ban mu mo was strong ye mutimi shape aban no. Na aban no go of course. And that's why every president in this fourth republic has respected the convention. Say party key officers, which are the chairman and general secretary, omotra cabinet say enyemra committee makase me ma homa but obia nim say we president unya independent candidate party na wo party na wo and a party no so chairman and general secretary especially the general secretary no the office running party no chairman there was a penimu bia assembly just say obetrim he the general secretary is in constant touch with the 275 constituency chairman almost na e form into one the ko bia ba na transport station na ni nam nsorim choba so if you want to feel and have a gauge of the mood of the people, talk to your 275 chairman through your general secretary. Into me, say me build the party na ahodiabem. My first attempt was to say make a chance look. Me pese sika de bia the party sika send dia ko constitution to kofa microphone. President Kofona can say free BB handling charges. Into all discuss ma and sign a bedroom form. Why here?
That's charges no.
Yeah, titia ma
aka kakra bi.
Timi says they say abefu niema aba. We can connect every part of the country connected digitally through the banks have electronic means. Inti from circle me say yeah be account my party office be ekobane sa transparency. One, your chairman is the signatory, the secretary is the signatory, and more importantly, the treasurer, whose duty is to be a custodian of our money. And me started, sir, me be accounts Ghana and been see that. And my send this those days 10,000 and being in 2014 to the manager. Until my say, hey, Akwe, obey Sana, why the grassroots no every answer. I feel na o started rumors near there. Etian say e chairman free so afoko. Na Paul afoko dey boni no aye. Me hu say why bibi de me hu say petition no so say ba no. According to the party's constitution, that should be filed at the secretariat. It was never filed there near the disciplinary committee chairman straight. Na me ka say disciplinary committee omo ani hu to me say ombetimi astati aye hwehwemu chen say steering committee I take a delivery of a petition. Ni akohwem ni akase the lawyer for can I say prima facie on the face of it. If we think say assembly ho a say officer no ko ya ni afre this one come to penny way ya bonu ko edu moman me na no bibia sa ama ti mu frɛ chairman no say we haven't seen this at steering committee, we haven't had a discussion. Who authorized you as this one committee into onko enu enu of course nem penny phone be this one come penny for the onfu say what disrespect you, but they were not going according to the party's rules and dictates. So enti say Oma organize emergency national executive committee. Me general secretary ni chairman anymore, former president Kufuor anymore, current president Sata no a candidate Kufuor one also anko be the deputy Baumia anyhow. Parliamentary leader at that time, minority leader, Chairman Sabunsu, Onuso Ankobi, Sasun and the deputy, Dominic Nitiwo, Onuso Ankobi. Hey, then you want to question, yes, you can really call that a national executive? That for me is not a properly constituted national executive committee. Because one, the chairman did not approve it, neither did he ask the general secretary to convene, because that is the procedure. Say enunti mahuso mashada consistent part of the constitution say 65% of the national executive sign there it me frame it. And this crime who say ubia is ada. It was all calculated because of what happened. 8 years must suspend the chairman. I'm saying the minimum nyadwi. Me ko kansa say I'm disrespecting the decision of the NEC. I'm saying that cannot be called a properly constituted NEC. Enti in the intervening period no na SME me poni Paul me ne kasa se Paul de o mayi enye tiamra nenso so yiku who dey go through the procedures within the party. In fact, we all of the view say unya yes apparently say why accept the decision, although we didn't want to accept the decision, but it felt okay. A party any done that's right into apply for appeal. Filing it properly into the informal national council say on appeal. Before the appeal, na BBC and no the bomb kwedu. Say one you say may respect the decision of the National Executive. And I say, yes, that is not a properly constituted National Executive. 2, in the period, na Electoral Commission for ye function be or Alisa Hotel on crying. Na reforms na pushy for to the electoral process. And to me, Kono, and na chairman can say, only be obeko. I'm so well. I mean, what file appeal? According to our constitution, so what file appeal is a court. It will be a friend stay of execution. Sure. Not just a decision, it has to be stayed. And in that intervening period, no, me you are the chairman of the party, me no beko. Also, quite TV soon I didn't me no. I've defied the national executive by taking the chairman, and since I still recognize him as the chairman at the time, which I think I was constitutionally allowed to do so. Okay. So, until you bought me, charge me, you know. Yeah, die the me ya, and the die call appeal. Some man peninku for one him, gentle giant, on the crutch nipa, on pen was the casam, the BIA. Now me dano cry the me, I said me bufu no kakra. Because we feel say as president that time no can the president where you come. They say would be will sabobo table so kakra. Kase de 1 more year no. Enye but unse ondo ya no mpenu 70. Or yes obesre omo hwe de omo ye no party hia nka bom free nipa na ye party ye mpam nipa. Nti say chairman no nya ade a grave party nka omo en left here no na asem bi o no abesisi. O kan we o. No say ompese obehye wo so enti wa betu on funti opie ya na regional chairman ba kwa sorry president aka na waka ya tinso ye mfanya adwuma onim ne ho sisi a onim se ye nyina so ne ye ho onye se bia menko a to kasa na sorry na nene sa na my adwuma na je sa appeal ne ba ya no na je se ho ni fa so enti me general secretary so I was general secretary for 2 more months and I'm saying I will not be a party to this thing. Until I abstain. Me can't say then candidate Akufa also abstaining. And I also can't say about me also abstaining. And the 2 regional secretaries, me pese me buidi. Almost sorry, I say there cost no money you want to almost on Trabani be. Name woman organizer there, me bunny because oh idea in a crown because attention I know we want to say Otiku or say on abstaining or better to a tier the okay. And she went ahead, very courageous of her, voted against it, but the majority really wanted to affirm the suspension. Right. And the Kwabena san, nature say, Ibinum fu say, and there's a Paul Kodia, SS, Yademeka home. As I'm making, Pennimu Bisham and Ansabi, away years, who kumasi. Me person may bun do him no, so tia, catch him so come. I did the one yeshi, and the are denying say yes suspend Paul na say for one can ho e be ka say pension for asem na ono nkwan e be kan for part ntini eja ontini e do kan ho ti me hwe nanim din Dr. Makutufo e yase o kuma say o Dr. Makutufo fie da papa ne da ho ansan e de ne ko ti man ka hwe
ni na e part ne ho do ntia
man ka hwe so enti e ko ba ne sa no afede mo ha petition aba say me so no yes, suspended me. It is I near me. Be cried to become who I am. Why? It's Mama waivers. General Secretary be a waiver or party. Because it would to me, party no more to me say, would to me take decisions. Now about bachelor or national executive. Because national executive be a meeting once in 3 months. Do you guys are general secretary to me every chance or train? I said just on here. So now, Mrs. Waivers and mine. No one you saw. Okay. Regional chairman of Voter Region and then or a minister John Peter Amewu and I did letter Abraham Sekoma I did honest me press secretary to president no a DC or meaning aketwana enti odi buy nam say asma kan dem no ya 10,000 voter region be o ha say bi unim say nipa no ontimi wene na emom ihe nipa so mbegina ho mbe canvass no ma weni votes kakra man na o sa bo ya ban ho ban because hono de wan ko ha de on pibia no matete agu so intimi yes mema blanket waiver 50% obi enter 5,000 if ba ko kra de oba na so do anya 4 nam say magic we ya me ba why bone say wo bo party nya no a lot of people na mfi so my adwuma o party no omo ye mranti omo financial issues no me say o ene metal de so ama abranti bi na o techima friend Peter Mensa o communicator wako ko party adwuma na jo kofi ne nkrofo ko to bibi gu no so my party no crowd ne ko Germany for some plastic surgery to buy no so person oye na oniska na am so wo de wo so be we 10,000
okay
so and many other places big credit deputy ministers say including Mami or deputy minister of health Tina Mensa no ne ade wo no ye man adwuma pa mobilization na o siska ho na am so mema friends a waiver nti bia ha me ntua wo de e be mo aye just to whip up so eno ye de no bomb me kwadu me ko kan na me ka se ka waiver de ka hinto pa na man kesi a then na be a story
right
eno say na me ka keke dia response no pe waiver so pa de na ka hinto de na ma kesi ba so enti ekoba ne sa na petition beba efri nkrofo abrochire nya Ghana o general secretary tinkran ye party wa nipa 2 ya engineer petition afokode omsheda engineer ma sebi ni nua no mefri sim 2 mesusu yakofa kanfo mienu ba ko yese friend adreba se ne on ejina ho ya mi hu no ba ko ye friend se fum down kwa usesen nim nipa ban up to now ene the petition so ama follow the same irregular procedure as they did with the focus. So, I mean, the Kwabena sana, Miss Mesaka, Mamenko, and the crab, many poor new crab on them here, Basaka. I'm so party, dear Jack. I'm a servant of the party. Omenya Frema, and your passo, but Mekon Makuti, especially the no or Dano, Miss of Penny, Mr. Methodist, Miss of Penny Frema, Minty Casamenko. Mekoya, or more air petition, or mamma. Wama intimate sankrofo be dismiss petition
still how much na so aka
o mas many pa me no so me present petition the chichimbia me chichimbia I am fine adwuma yesi yaje wadwuma efrim santi Kwabena sa no me chiro letter chire mu answered all the charges na asema wo kanti American say charges na ankasa de enye charges bia ehu bia do mo num se party for no so mo kasa ade we na mo de abo o mo general secretary kwa adunti yi na omo entiasi ntina yen start propaganda the friend whispering campaign de fafo o ne ka team John Mahama ne Toma no ko bia so Ibrahim Mahama ne Toma no ka no kra na me dinam enam de ba ka ho nipa is wo mo te Ghana o na ntimi ne wo journalist bi mi ne wo yi kakra se na journalist you are the fourth estate of the realm. Sometimes you can do an independent investigation. Mutibibia, Costellin ho. When I'm told I didn't feel. Uka ombema nipa kra. Utu ya kaniade. So, enu se nenye no kre. Almost andi bibi by esi me yire cry a man scholarship so nku sua de wa broche. Onu so a lecturer or try de University of Media and Communications Arts that's the thing. Me wa me yire free hakwe ni PhD. That was 2012 February. Na Mills na president no be him say July Mills be free Mills na me say medi general secretary 2014 so how is it possible that 2015 be to make chatro say a package na NDC for the amame nyame on pebone anche bia na say 2019 to 2020 auditor general they were free way or they buy all the beneficiaries of government scholarships from 2012 who said Dr. Kwabena Agyepong bio nyankopon enso kwaya na microphobia di minister ne omoye MPP for members of parliament in opposition omokra mkoje scholarships and the end anu kwaya akizu omo say omo betray party me ameti me baby me aka sem we e dia gumi so apamatare dia sheme say yenseme enwuma nimase nanso so nyankopon ti ankusihwe mami ahoden se minyina penti
your time ni nti mami bisa we say early Congress, any late Congress, they're here now.
Mame can be big a crank count because I'm saying my early Congress in there. 2016 American, despite the fact that na a year fresh suspension. And so me said there be me boy the code. Me mobilize sika. Enough for a time they call Upper East, Upper West, Northern region bear 20 constituencies, Brown for 20 Ashanti. They could support two warm. I BD MPs, BD ministers say America say yo. Those days na nema your opposition nema who are the almost free me damn say. So Yes, and I'm sure. My general secretary no more message. Kakra meeting me there aboa.
Me suspended winning na.
Me boy.
Wa famu di SS
we. Enti time o mkoya congress osunwa na mo yi general secretary fufuro. And I'm say chairman Blay. That's say there. Me time na twem. Untimi suspend me from a position that I do not occupy. Enti me membership there intact. Me tua me do some 4 years. Na ko ship. Say na enti me come group no metua. So enti mumma me hu the cost one. I say me ko kan obosa wa hwa na ko headline. Me second me sal no cresa meka. The party for no hu the yedimi afemu. I'm the only general secretary meet make say ya mama 1 cent. I've not been paid up to today because as general secretary the constitution dictates you are the full-time employee of the party. Me friend Blay and I'm say Chairman Blay. Obeko me salary no. Who na say determine. Na the say dey come tax for me cry na hear me. The dey come snit me pension. They say there's a big 4-year hole in my pension contributions. Which I think is unfair. So me dey cry na mo fama me. Mo dey me for the mo for my dey come na taxman, so I want to be someone who is responsible. Mo fan come. And you say na no be chiro me ama me responsible. Minim. Me who am boka bebre on my own. Party headquarters omo o nyina be kan kre. Abankwa ho no a treasure at the time. Me di me sika me ko and me dey me cleanliness ni ade e me cleaning ho nyina paper ho painti ho with my own money. Ko na ka 89 cedis na that account. You won't believe it. And somebody be ha yentimi nka. So enti nipa we nyina e de ma party ye entretin sa. And so na say kra 2020 mampani no afre me. Fa phone frame you.
Nanado.
Mnam kacho. So ni me number. Frame me. No see opese me bedi ni campaign. Man pupu me ti anka say dem ye me nye. See. Dem yans anti suspension na enye hwe o de meboa. Mama mo hu se Ghana ha nyina me ne no call round. Ye ya nyame ye na doma we ni. Mo ti se wabom din obibi.
Ebi awa na wo ka se wo mpe.
Man ka se me mpe. Nti asema na wo kana na obusa me no ntina nkyira se. Aha. Because so aframe no see entrance ya. Ka me so me kire madwan kire me de me ka no kire no so kire no. Se wo hwe results a yenya 2020. A 63 seat majority no ehwan ye. Na ni popular vote free 1 million call 500 no. Just a Ghana for inti wonye no nsesa ne ma bi. But one frame any man yes a discussion. So, Miss me to me for force or penny.
No sure.
So, I say the buo any die a man. Or frame within 50 minutes. Meko.
Okay.
One frame inti mean you casters be ideas I mean way any idea opportunity in my 7 in ka. Or frame a match then. Ajay. Me babon me can say me sre no me dono. Time I did 1998. Nipa no be no motia. They be any say me. Omo nya gide onimu. Me na me tu me hu chair say me no be call around. So, enti se me kan bibia eye efrimakumem. Say party no ne ono ne dinti. Say I just under 2 years.
Sure.
And I think say in politics 1 week is a long time.
And 2 years now.
And he can make some drastic surgery of his government.
Okay.
Ebema Ghana for nya gidie say okay, last 2 years ye yen sencheni esesa nema ema gidie asanyaba. Ti mesem me tunufu a mo mumfa ebufu nkase bia makana bonten because I have no opportunity
to tell him.
Yes.
Right.
Maybe aka. Early Congress asemi me hu se ma report media for report no kra mentiase. Creating the impression that the Bentokobi crazy war National Council. There be nothing like that happened. In fact, we didn't even discuss it for that much. Because now council not set up committees be as my advice. Committee number can say omo ye consultations ye mom emre kakra. And that's how we ended the matter. And the one say you see there's a Jubilee House view, there is a parliamentary view.
That is what we are hearing.
It is nothing like that happened. Look, me as a person, I've been general secretary before. At the time, me superintended the presidential primaries. Primaries, they been penitent. It's for good reason. Professor Dubois, 92 I chose stolen verdict. Kese say stolen verdict. Kese on one they didn't call 96. One was training term to do by time call 96. na kufo ha ye campaign ne namasia
be popular than
me just say oh yeah na just obiti no so enti kufo de ono ye de was me olusu 96 na no early congress no e buy o man crop for the pressure enti current president nanado then ye na yedi nachi obum ye congress in 6 weeks anya ye de say o makan ya she because say o ma akwan but and also o ma anya say the way America the president for 2 years no even in those 6 weeks no nanado had 34+%. It been a matter of 6 weeks. You go around the country kufo na hu say hey krofo ma me hu checheme so enti minim say we incumbent na open ntem omo a eta vice president echi no mfu say bia ono na because as vice president you have a lot of visibility, your name is everywhere. The end in terms of being omo na e push sade me I am idea share pass kakra afi na epia yeso wadaro ba betron ha me bo me nto am nyade yes we hear more time.
Okay,
enti in 2014 what I said was let's do it on December 6th 2014 so opposition are 2 years.
2 years, yeah,
and you say Crawford and Tokwa Dimi Femti, now say a trim back to October 18th. And to say no, I think we have up to December to do it.
Okay.
November, it's fine, but it's not a big deal. They should give everybody a chance to campaign.
Right.
Because 16, you know, the maybe we SM Central, SM Eastern. Me we are na msikasa tie se mesan ko hu me namfofo na mo eboboa me na mama m kakra na me de anam akode ada so hu dem show no enti omoma emre enti wo mo push for elementary say one we have a sitting president,
sure,
and you know say ya na kan wo ya yim local balance you say ohina o kono ya na ne ho nya ni ka de say de onam kwaso ba ukoyi ni sisi a wonu Ghana for obia tension kwa. That affects the governance. We have to give the president the opportunity to run his government. Although your election year, no, he's still president. He's got a business of the country to run. And who and also because I know so be here na aboye campaign.
Your time, Nasa.
As sir.
Oh.
Hey, and some people want to my my dream and the man me present me sister. How I want a smaller government. How I want.
I know na me ba they are wrapping up. They say your mouth be flag bearer.
First and foremost, I want to impose order and discipline in this country.
Order and discipline.
Yes, because there's too much impudence. Ghana, obetuma ko no obi ekoje anwea na odi egu kwam. Ebetuma si obi a 1 year, 2 years. Na no obi ka akra timi ko bo ahun ye nua ba girl e owu ye. So, not only, and when I talk about the social problems, that's what I'm talking about. We need strict adherence to the rules and regulations. Into quality control, quality assurance, yeah, engineers, into compliance with standards. All aspects of our life. Value for money, and then having a strong penalty regime. And Kobani say ubi be fagan sky and basabasa. Na wafani wedi. We've got to set an example and a tone that will make sure say obia be feel say ade we me ya me ho bechi me enti menye. So they make sure no. Enti those are things I want to do, and then apart from that, I'm one of the school of thought and feel say our constitutional provision na a force of president so appointing the free parliament. A hadwin. And my parliament in Yaho didn't yet do some years. It's independent to say, Crucial Mansazani can. Until familiarity breeds contempt.
Sure.
So a member of parliament, also a minister, and that's what the BB call parliamentar. The kind of rigorous a year as or more year. Now, only Nenimintino. Now, I had the ultimate. To me, I would like to work with that constitutional amendment. I say, if any quiet, be fast, will be to me. And again, the proliferation of districts, especially in the metropolis. And you say we have to roll it back because it is not